The recording is in progress, so watch what you say. Don't say anything inappropriate. You know how that goes. Got it. All right. So we've got a bunch of special helpers in this roundtable discussion. Al, are you standing by? Let's spotlight Al in here with us. There he is. Everybody knows Al Johnson, I would imagine, at this point. If you don't, this is Al. He is among our education committee, many other things. Why don't you, Al? Why don't you tell us who you are? Who are you, Al?
Thank you. Yeah, Al Johnson, and I was well, actually the original organic certification standards, which eventually were handed over to the New Jersey Department of Ag. Well, actually, I guess they get updated by the NOP. Yeah, we're written around my kitchen table in 1989, and so we started out with 12 certified operations that first year, and yeah, it's more from then. And I was certified for a while myself, but now I've been an organic inspector for 30. Well, I'm in my 33rd year.
Awesome. Okay. All right. And it looks like Craig, you have also been. Oh, and Eric. Oh, Eric, you're upside down. He's in Australia today, I see. Eric, you guys are our certifiers here at Martinet Farms, Baystate Organics. I kind of like this. Yeah, I don't know.
It looks like a thumbs down.
However it is, it's entertaining. And Craig's got a Martin hanging in the background, perhaps. I don't know, but
I wish.
Oh, sorry. Oh, hey, there's Eric's right side up. Upside down. Sorry. No.
Hey,
all right.
We're still looking for NOFA New York.
Yeah, Lauren is on the phone. I mean, she's on the line, Tony. Lauren,
I saw Tanti.
Yeah.
I'm here. Hi.
Okay, great.
Let's spotlight her as well.
Oh, there she is. We're adding you to the spotlight.
Ta-da.
All right. So we're gathered here today to discuss solutions, evolutions, developments, and beyond.
Yeah,
because we're all certifiable. Sorry.
Wait, this is a certified. Oh, all right, never mind.
So, but I want to recognize that many of our esteemed farmers are also on the line. There are many of our certified organic farmers, and I really appreciate their participation. And I'm encouraging everyone to ask the questions. If we can't get to them immediately, we'll refer you to people, or put your questions in the chat too. And Tony and Scott will take care of you. But thank you very much for joining us today. All right. So
let us begin. What
Yes, sure. And I want to welcome Devin, our incoming or new director. He's on the line and coordinating this meeting, I think.
He's walking his dog, which is why I'm sort of dribbling.
Okay, thank you. We have our outgoing. Okay. Our outgoing.
He's back.
You're almost rid of me, Hal.
Yeah, okay.
Sorry, guys, I'm on the phone.
Okay, sorry. So I'm gonna start off here, and I will. We've introduced our three certifiers, and I'm going to give a presentation, and then we hope to have room at the end for questions. If I'm really fast, we may give each one of you guys, certification agencies, about a minute just to kind of introduce yourself and your agency, but we'll have to see how the time goes. So I want to start out with a couple of general topics. First of all, we're thankful for the NJDA for running this organic certification program for the last 15 years. We've always had a good working relationship with them. Most of you know the certification program was started by NOFA New Jersey. We ran it for 17 years. And even during that time, we had a certification board, and we always had the division of marketing, some title like that, who was on the certification board, starting in 1989 all the way up to Dun Patel. And whenever we stopped that board because the NOP had taken over. So thank you. And we invited three certifiers in. Many of you probably gotten letters from many other certifiers, and they're all probably all fine. But we took the criteria. We tried to invite certifiers that were either in adjacent states or were affiliated in some way or another with one of our sister NOFA chapters. But in doing so, we have Pennsylvania Certified Organic with Craig, Baystate Organic, which developed out of the NOFA Mass certification program, and then NOFA New York with Lauren. But we have a more of a history of those three organizations. When those certification standards were being written in 1989, NOFA from New York was among two agencies that shared their standards with us. And so basically a lot of our standards were plagiarized. You know, when we actually had to write our own standards up back in those days, they were plagiarized from NOFA New York. And Baystate with then NOFA Mass. The next year we decided we needed to send. Oh, by the way, they sent your NOFA New York inspectors the first year too in 1989. The next year we decided we needed our own inspectors, and NOFA Mass provided. Margaret Christie came down and did a training with several people, including myself, to create our own certification inspector pool. And then more recently in 1996, when Pennsylvania was thinking about starting its own program, NOFA New Jersey was invited to a meeting at Rodale, which was actually where PCO started. And there were four of us that participated in that meeting. It kind of used as resources. So our history is long with all these groups, and whatever, if you choose one of these groups, I'm sure you'll be, one of these agencies, I'm sure you'll be very happy. So a couple of things just to start off. Those of you that have looked into cost, you probably got a little bit of a sticker shock. New Jersey Department of Ag has subsidized a lot of the certification costs over the last how many years. Even when NOFA ran the program, they gave us some support. So expect that the cost might be more. I'm not saying they will be, but they might. I guess look at, cup half full, cup half empty. Maybe be thankful for that your costs have been have been subsidized for the last few years, rather than worry too much about the increase. Services, you guys are used to calling up the NJDA and usually getting Eric, sometimes John. There's never more than anybody else you've ever talked to, probably. It may be a little different. These organizations are a little bit bigger. You may end up getting one person to deal with, and you may end up, finding that you've got a whole phone chain you have to work your way through. But they can talk about that a little bit later. The cost share program, just to let you know, it will go on. It's not affected by the fact that you're certified by an agency outside of New Jersey. New Jersey Department of Ag, I think, has to apply for those. It's state by state. And so I think that the application for the cost share will be the same, but you'll be notified in probably in August. And I'm not sure you'll be notified by the Department of Ag. You may be notified by whatever certifier you choose, but they're usually pretty good about that in August, sending a notification out, because I think the applications are due at the end of September. Let's see, I believe there will still be a New Jersey Department of Ag organic registration fee, which I think all farms and retailers have to pay. I don't know too much about that, but I asked Eric and he said, as far as he knows, there is going to be a $25 fee. It may have been rolled into your certification costs in the past, so you may never have known about it. And that's not anything that the certification program has control over. Okay, one of the final general advice. You're going to be filling out new applications, some of you for the first time in many years. And the thing I often see that's least understood in those applications is when it asks you how you monitor. So the whole idea of the organic certification is that not that you're monitored once a year when the inspector comes in there, but that you're monitoring yourself on a constant basis. So it's usually used in the context of soil, how do you monitor your soil health? How do you monitor your water quality? Don't leave those blank. Just think, doesn't mean you have to test your water yearly. It doesn't mean you have to test it. But you've got to put something down for those. If you leave blank spaces, the certification process is going to get drawn out, and you like to get this over with before the real growing season comes in. Devin or Tony, do I have the ability to share my screen?
Yeah, Al, we've already got a question coming in on the chat. Devin should be able to connect you with the right privileges on that. The question that's already come in is, NJDA recognized the PCO, WSDA lists of materials of approved materials, and often frequently accepted the MOFGA list as well. how are the organizations that are on board? What kind of lists are they using? Do they have their own lists? Do they accept materials on these existing lists? Do we have to unmute those guys if they want to answer?
Oh,
everybody's gone mutey. There we go. Craig, you're the first to unmute. What do you guys do for lists of materials?
Hey, Scott, we don't have time for questions like that because of the time. Everybody, all three certifiers have filled out a questionnaire. And Devin, I'm not sure that's been distributed. If it's not, it will be distributed. Everybody on this call after the meeting, and that was one of the questions on there. So if we answer, there's 14 questions on there, which I will go over why I'm asking. But if we try to answer them right now, we're just not going to get through. We just don't have the time. So if I can screen share, sorry to cut you off, but. Okay, I want to go over a few things on this letter from the Department of Ag. This is the one everybody should have received, dated January 11th. I'm not sure when it arrived, but a couple of things here that I've highlighted. The department will assist operations. So in other words, they're not going out of business right away. They'll be in business at least May 30th. So you will be able to call them up and continue to ask questions. Okay, second one here is this 60 days. That is just for the start of the process of being certified with another agency. You don't have to be completely certified by then. All you need to do is notify the department that you've decided to go with this agency, and that means that you've created some kind of what do you call it? Communication, probably exchanged a few documents. The other thing is your certification is valid just because the department is going out of business. It's going to be valid, and it will be listed on the NOP website as a valid certificate until May 30th, and then there'll be a note that you're in transition. So hopefully a lot of you can have the whole process done by then. But these are dates that are not from the Department of Ag. They're dates that the NOP has established, but I think they're fairly reasonable in the amount of time. Okay, the last thing, the transition, this organic refund program. This was written without consultation of Eric. It was taken off of a template from when the New Mexico Department of Ag went out of business, and their transition to getting new certifiers for their clients was very, very smooth. So the department took some of the wording from there and put it in here. And the problem is New Mexico had one date where all certification applications were due. So everybody was on the same date as far as pay, when they had to pay. New Jersey's a lot different. Because Eric has been largely a one-person program for most of the time, he has staggered his application dates. And so there's a lot of complexities in working out this organic refund program. And I can't give you any more information than that right now. I just don't have it. But be patient. As far as I know, there will be some kind of a refund, but the details are still coming. Okay, so Scott, here's the this is a series of questionnaires, and all three certifiers that are with us today have filled it out, giving us quite a bit of detail. And again, we probably don't have time to answer all this today. So I'm just going to try to go through this quickly and tell you why I asked these questions to the certifiers. Number one, confidentiality and information sharing. When you apply to a new certifier, the new certifier is required and is able to obtain all the information on your previous certification from NJDA. Sorry. Your information on NJDA is confidential, but that confidentiality doesn't apply to the new certifier. So they will share. If you've had a non-conformance, they're going to carry that over to your new certification. Fees. How transparent is the certifier's fee schedule? I think some of you have requested those already. And on I believe on all of those questionnaires that you will have access to, I think there's a link on that questionnaire to the fee schedules. Couple things to look at in a fee schedule. Is it flat? In other words, if you're a farm of so many acres, or if you're a farm in general, is there one price, or is there a relationship to the size of operation, time spent on review, maybe your gross income, things like that. And also look carefully, does the fee schedule include inspection costs? Sometimes it's just a flat fee. Sometimes it's a flat fee for the certification process and another flat fee, or or it could be, time and mileage, et cetera, for the inspection. I've asked them if they have clients in New Jersey. It's always helpful to get some references. Number seven, I'm going to skip that. I don't think it really matters with a nonprofit, profit, or state agency. I don't think there's any other state agencies that will come this far to New Jersey. But there are several in some surrounding states. What kind of client services do you provide? So you may have a specific person that you deal with all the time. And a lot of people like that. They call up, they know who the person they're talking to knows your operation. Others have, everybody on their staff is supposed to be able to answer a question for you. So there's advantages and disadvantages of both. Sometimes when you have one person, that person's on vacation and the person filling in for him may not know as much, but I think that generally people are fairly happy with that. But then, maybe if the other situation might work well too. Okay, so Scott, here's an answer to the materials question. Everybody can use OMRI or the Washington State Department of Ag, and I believe those are now online. And a good question is asked, do you only rely on OMRI, Washington State Department of Ag? I believe PCOs might be recognized nationally now too. I'm not sure. PCO's materials list. Do you publish your own, and how do you get access to that? And are you going to get access online? If you have your own, if the certifier has their own list, are you going to get a hard copy, electronic copy? So things like that. It makes the certification process go a little bit more quickly if you know how that process worked. And also, another question to ask is, if you have a material that's not on the list and you want to get it reviewed, is there a cost for that? Sometimes there is, sometimes there isn't. I guess number 10, I kind of answered already. Annual update, I've seen some, particularly NGDA, I think it was kind of a long form for their update. It probably took a while to fill out. So ask that. It's a good question to ask. Is your update just a summary of changes, which is pretty easy, or editing an existing OSP, which could be done right online? And then one other, their initial testing requirements, which I've seen sometimes, they're not bad, such as soil and water. And if so, who bears the cost? I don't know how people have answered that question, but it's potentially adding another cost to a new certification. You're not required by the NOP to test soil yearly or test it at all, but you will be asked how you monitor it. Same with water. And sometimes I've seen certifiers say, let's get a base when you first get certified, so we know if you're getting better soil or water is getting better or worse. Electronic capabilities, are there minimum software requirements? Are handwritten paper submissions okay? 14, if you have software requirements, does your staff provide support services during the initial application process? I know when you're probably some of you might be exposed to new software, I'm not a big techie myself, so it's nice if there's somebody on their staff that will actually be able to answer questions for you. And then the last two questions that deal with add-on certification, such as a certified humane, probably doesn't apply to too many of us here. Regenerative, which there's several, there's Rodale organic certification, regenerative organic certification run by Rodale, and there's the Real Organic Project. There's other things such as gluten-free, which mostly apply to processors. And international services, I don't know that anybody would care, but if some of you larger wholesalers, maybe from South Jersey, might send things to Canada or whatever, so that may be an issue. Tony and Scott, and Devin, that's it for me. I'm here to answer questions. I think we can give
Yeah, let's clear your screen. We'll clear your screen share.
Okay. Oh, sorry. Yeah. Yeah.
And then if the other three certifiers can do kind of a lightning round, we've got about 10 minutes left. If everybody can share about 2.3 minute hey, how are you from each of you? That would be great because we're probably going to get to know you pretty good. Eric, you want to start? You want to say hello to the people of NOFA?
Sure. Thank you very much. Thank you, Al, and thank you everybody for attending. We are pleased to be here. We have certified in New Jersey for a very, very long time. Don Franchek, our executive director, was one of the first agencies, along with Eric, to get their accreditation get started way back when, probably before my time. And we are pleased to take up the reins. We were actually personal friends with Eric as well. And we just want to make sure that everybody has a smooth and efficient, both financially and paperwork wise, transition to the new certifier. This is unfortunately the third state agency that this has happened to in the last 2 months. So New Hampshire was first, and then Maryland Department of Ag, and now New Jersey. So, we are very, very well aware. All three of us here are very, very well aware of what's going on. And I assume that we are equipped to take on anybody who needs to find a new certifier. We've gotten a large number of calls from all three states, including New Jersey, and we're happy to do it. The shameful plug for Baystate is, quite frankly, we have one of the simplest and easiest accessible certified operations possible. Everybody is reached one-on-one. So we do not have receptionists or secretaries or phone trees or answering services or whatnot. All the numbers that you'll see on our website or on our paperwork are our personal cell phone numbers. So if you can't reach us, it's because we simply can't make it at that time. We take calls 24/7. Please don't call us at midnight. That's just not nice. But, if it's off hours, if you need access to somebody on a weekend, you can typically reach us, no problem. We have a very, very simple fee structure. We have one certification fee, and that's it. We do not charge for inspections. We do not charge for material reviews. We do not charge for label reviews, anything else. One certification fee a year, and you're done. That's it. Everybody else uses the same inspectors. We do have some folks who come in from New England to do inspections, but we have a ton of folks in the tri-state area that will likely perform your inspection. But we are pretty straightforward, pretty simple. Been around for a long time, and as Al can probably tell you, we annoy him as much as anybody else. So we're with you guys. We're here to support you guys, and give us a call anytime. Happy to help.
Thanks very much, Eric. Lauren, you want to hit us next? Oh, 1 second. We got you on mute. There we go.
Okay. I think you and I hit the button at the same time. Thanks. Thanks, Eric. That was great. Thanks, Al, so much for having us all here, and to NOFA New Jersey for putting this together. I think this is a really great service to offer for farmers in your state and processors, assuming those folks are on the call too. But my name is Lauren Tonti. I'm the certification co-director with NOFA New York. And we certify mostly in New York State, but also states that border. And we've been certifying in New Jersey for quite a number of years before I even worked here, which is 7.5 years now. So we do certify both farms and processing facilities in New Jersey, and are very well equipped to keep expanding in New Jersey and have inspectors down there, and have a pretty good capacity for that. We also are unique in that we are already a sister of NOFA. So we are another NOFA. And, and so we have a strong connection with all the NOFAs in the Northeast, and are excited to support NOFA New Jersey in this, and offer any New Jersey certified operation who gets certified with NOFA New York will receive complimentary membership to both NOFA New York and NOFA New Jersey. So it's kind of an exciting partnership that we were able to offer folks. And we also have one flat fee. I think it's such a great thing, right? I mean, Baystate does it, and maybe PCO, but that's a really nice thing to offer for operations who are certified, because it does make the process easier for you to budget, plan for, and not offer you any surprise fees down the road. So, so we do that as well. And we have staff that are on call, and we have a lot of different staff who can answer your phone calls. If someone isn't available who you normally talk to, there's always somebody who can be a backup. And so kind of our main premise is high integrity certification and great customer service. So that's really our focus, is verifying to the regulations with the highest integrity we can, and also providing you whatever you need, email, phone, and helping you through the process. We've been through this before, for sure. There's been other certifiers that have lost their accreditation or surrendered it willingly, and we've definitely been through this process, so we definitely know how to go through it and make it a little bit easier for you. And I'm so sorry to you folks who just got this shocking notice. I know it's really frustrating, but we are definitely here for you and are excited to help you out. And our questionnaire does have all the contact information. And I also wanted to mention that we are waiving our new applicant fee, which is normally $75 for a new applicant, but we're waiving that for New Jersey operations. We realize you're not really a new applicant at this point. You're just trying to find a new certifier. And so we are making that a little bit easier for folks too and offering that discount. So feel free to give us a call. We are your neighbors, and we're also in the NOFA family already. So thanks, folks.
Fantastic. Thanks very much, Lauren. And Craig, if you're ready, bring us home.
Absolutely. I just want to give a shout out to Al and to NOFA in general, just for inviting all of us to be here. So thank you very much. Yeah, quick little history of PCO. We have about 1,700 farms in like 26 different states. We're the 5th largest certifier in the country. Crops, livestock, processing, handling. We do the OPT grass-fed certification. And this spring sometime, we're going to launch the ROC certification as well. Much like Lauren, we are waiving all of the new applicant fees for anyone that has been dropped by New Jersey, because we kind of, like you guys felt like, didn't want to, add insult to injury. Here you are kind of unexpectedly looking for a new certifier. So we're going to be waiving that fee. Our fee structure is a little different. We do have a basic certification fee for crops, but then as you add a scope, it does go up. And then there are percentages of gross organic sales, but all that is very clear and very transparent. If you click the link, that'll take you to our fee schedule. I'd say probably our strong points with PCO is customer service. And then we have our own in-house materials review team that other certifiers around the country actually contract with us to also have us, print these materials books for them. So, and like Lauren said, we're not new to this. We've had calls as well when we saw this happen in Vermont and Maryland. So we have a group of folks that are kind of dedicated just for this New Jersey transition, so we can kind of hit the ground running if and when folks do reach out to us. So once again, thank you all for having us in here, and just feel free to reach out to us with any questions or comments or things like that.
All right. We have one of our fellow farmers who's in this boat with the rest of y'all who are losing NJDA certification. Jess Niederer is going to stay on this call as the host for a little while. If you guys, the certifiers, can hang out, I think there's a lot of folks that might want to ask some questions of you.
And the rest of you who are going to be joining us for day 2 of the winter conference, we've got all sorts of wonderful stuff lined up, but that'll be starting at, it is 1 o'clock. So there you go. So you know the link. It's the same link as yesterday. So we are going to duck off. Jess, we're tagging you in.
And I see Eric Bremmer's there in the chat. So I just want to say goodbye to Eric. It's been real, man.
Scott, I will hang on also, but I should also add that I'm going to be available through NOFA as a source if people have trouble filling out their applications, any kind of technical questions like that. If you have my email already, fine. Otherwise, you can get it from Devin. Devin's going to field all the incoming questions or emails, I guess. So, we're going to try to help you guys out in that way too. So if you can I'll stay on also, Tony.
Okay.
All right. So as long as everything works as we think technology does, when we hang up. Hopefully Jess and Al will still have it. If not, we're so sorry. We'll figure it out.
And thank you guys for squeezing us in. I know this is a last minute thing, but we really felt it was important.
It is.
Absolutely. So, yeah. Jess, if you need anything from us, you can send a text or something, okay?
Hey, Tony, I just messaged. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
I just messaged you. I can't get in. It won't let me open up the other conference, I suppose, because I
don't think it can when we have two on the same account, folks. So I'm really sorry. That was the reason why I had a hard stop at 1 o'clock.
So
unless somebody else has another Zoom account that they can offer a link, that is a problem.
And we could put the link right up on our homepage if you'd like to.
Yeah.
So if you want to, if somebody wants to make another account, Jess, if you want to make another Zoom meeting and just send me the link up.
I just need to sign in and
that's fine. So we're gonna have to bounce out of this one. Jess, just send it to Devin or me and Tony or whoever you've got closest on your phone, and we'll share that in the broader program chat in just a second.
Okay, sounds good.
Thank you.
All right, folks.
All right, thanks, y'all.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.